welcome to my channel. My name is Mayra Alejandra. Today I have a pretty exciting video in the works where I show you a couple of new products that I've incorporated into my collection. Some of these I've already tried. I already have formed some thoughts on them. There is one that I have not tried. It is still in the package, so I'm gonna open it with you and you're gonna see first impression. Some of these items were part of my makeup wish list. So while I try out these products with you, I'm gonna be trying to build a fall inspired colorful look. So if you want to hang out with me for a little bit and see what I come up with for my fall look, then keep on watching. So I've only got moisturizer on. I'm gonna add a little bit more moisture to my skin, and I'm gonna use the Verdant Forcefield from Phytosurgence. I placed an order a few weeks ago, and because I've been so curious about some of these products, I just wanted to add them to my collection. So right now I'm gonna add just a little bit of a kind of glowy base. I'm gonna use some of this in Beauty Face Glaze. And I'm just going to use my Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum by ROSÉ from ROSÉ and I don't know why I just put that on my fingertips because I never apply it that way. I'm just gonna smear it on my face. Whoops. I'm gonna use this Real Techniques brush to buff in the tinted serum. Oh, I just love the way this feels on the skin. Refreshing. It's kind of like a drink of water for my skin. Okay, the first product that I'm going to talk about is this brow product, which, surprise, surprise, right? You know, I have no idea how to do my brows. It's a process, okay? But this is the Undone Beauty eyebrow pencil. What is this called exactly? Flawlush Brow in the shade Black Brown. I really like this. One of the things that impressed me about this brow situation was that you have that you have the brow gel on this side. It's got a really nice spoolie, really great for those of us who have super sparse eyebrows. So what I like to do is go in with the brow gel first, and then I fill in with the pen side. This I actually purchased from Ulta during like the fall haul sale. Got it for cheap, and so I wanted to try it. I've really been liking how my brows turn out. So when I first tried this, I started out with the pen side and then continued to fill in my brows with the brow gel. And it's a lot better, for me at least, to go in with the gel first and then fill in any gaps with the pen. I mean, I'd like to think that I have a pretty decently steady hand. Do I have the patience to draw each individual hair? Absolutely not. This has been a really great time saver. Not to mention that the undertone is really nice. On camera, for some reason, I feel like it's showing a little warm brown, but in real life, I feel like it's a lot more neutral. This is what my brows look like with just the brow gel. And this does have pretty quick setting time. I do like that because on the one hand, I don't want to accidentally, you know, move my bangs out of my eyes and then like smear my eyebrows. But on the other hand, it is something that you have to keep in mind, because if you accidentally apply too much product, then it's hard to take off. Okay, so see how fast that was. And I mean, okay, they're not perfect, but I mean, they're better than anything I've done before, right? Right? It certainly looks like it to me. I'm gonna go ahead and add just a few hair strokes. I mean, come on, look at these brows, girl, yes. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and add concealer, just my regular old concealer. Buff that out a little bit. I always like to leave my eyes last because I do want the concealer to set ever so slightly just to get a little extra coverage. So I recently purchased a little set of brushes from Real Techniques, and this is one of the ones that came in the pack. This is such a great concealer brush. This is, what is this called? Deluxe Crease Brush. There's a number here, it's 300. So if you're interested, I've been really liking how this blends my concealer because it's fluffy, but it's dense at the same time. So now I'm going to add the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer. I don't know how many times I've said it, but oof. Great product. Oy. So now for the fun part. Miss Hanky Panky. Look at her in all her glory. Miss RMS Hanky Panky. This is such a beautiful shade. I went ahead and bit the bullet. Just look at how gorgeous that looks. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I placed my order through Sephora, and again, I only wanted just the pan. I didn't need the whole component, but I suppose it does make a difference because if I ever do want to travel with it, really sturdy. It's got some weight to it. There's a nifty little mirror in here as well. I can't help but to feel like it doesn't show up as purpley as I initially thought it would. It's sort of like a, I don't know, like a warm, plummy kind of color. Okay, so I built up the blush just a little bit. The lights, they're kind of washing me out, but I can show you what this looks like in natural daylight. Yeah, but it's really pretty. I'm so in love. Nothing that I have in my collection even compares. Obviously, just the other RMS in the formulation, but I'm talking as far as like the shade. She is unique. Speaking of, I want to add just a touch of brightness, and these two layered together. Oh, look at this. Look at that. Look. So pretty. It is not texture enhancing, even though there is that pearlescence to it. You definitely see a little bit of bluish reflex in it. I can show you a swatch of both of these. And actually, the video showcasing French Rosé is the video that has gotten the most views, and it makes me super happy because these blushes are incredible, man. I'm gonna wipe off the leftover lip oil. I'm going to show you two products. So first one is the Nars lip gloss. This is in the shade Supervixen, and it is such a pretty shade. However, it doesn't quite show up as pigmented on my lips, and I don't know why. It makes me a little sad because I want there to be just, you know, a little bit of a tint to my lips, but for some reason, I don't know if maybe just my lips are a little too naturally pigmented or what. I expected a little more pigmentation. The formula, I didn't really expect it to be this slippy. There is slight glitter within, like suspended within, but it's not like the chunky glitter. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like the pearly, really comfortable. Every time that I've worn it, I have felt as though my lips are super juicy, super moisturized, well taken care of, you know? So the other lip product that I purchased, Clinique's Black Honey. When I say that I have not put this down, I am not exaggerating. Since I got this, I've literally applied it every single day. It's just so effortless. Look how it looks. Just the right amount of pigment, the right amount of balminess. Yeah, I'm soups happy. I've worn it with makeup, I've worn it without makeup, and I feel like just in time for the fall, it cannot get any more fall than this. In terms of the formulation, I would say it is balmy. It is an almost lipstick, right? So there is slight slip to it. However, I find that it actually dries down after some time. It kind of sets and it leaves just this beautiful tint, but it's like a stain almost. I don't know, y'all. It's superb. Now I know. Now I know. When I first tried it out, I imagined that it would be a little more impressive in terms of its presence. The packaging feels kind of flimsy. While I know Clinique isn't known for super unique packaging, I sort of felt this was those travel containers where you put perfume in. Kind of has that look and feel. It's so weightless that I don't know, I wasn't very impressed. But as I've worn it, even without makeup, I want to put it on and it kind of brings a little more life to my face and my skin. She's a keeper. And now I've just sort of been sleeping on Danessa Myricks, but not anymore. I purchased the Infinite Chrome Flakes, and see, it's still in the packaging. This is literally, ooh, it's got a bit of a scent to it. So I purchased the shade Supernova, and it's this gorgeous, just gorgeous. Oh my god. Oh, it's a little hard to open. Oh, okay. So this is what it looks like. It came with that little stopper thing, and apparently she's a little thick. Okay, all right, interesting consistency. So this is what it looks like in the pot. I'm gonna put a small brush in there just because I don't want to dip my fingernails in there. That feel like that's kind of gross. Ooh, okay. So this is what it looks like on the brush. Excuse me? Do you see that? Whew. So it has this golden bluish shift. There's pink in there as well. So it's like purple straight on, but there's just it's multi-dimensional, if you will. Oh yeah. I feel like the camera does not do it justice. What I see is this piercing purple. I'm mesmerized, totally mesmerized. It does set. Obviously there were a couple spots where it was still wet, but for the most part, it sets. Okay, as far as an eye look, I have no idea what I'm gonna do here. Let me just put on a little bit of primer. Now, I don't know if you really need primer. I personally have oily lids, and I have to give eye products a fair shot, and I just have to wear primer. Otherwise, my oily lids are just gonna destroy my try-on. Adding a touch of setting powder. Oh, I love makeup so much. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me experiment a little bit. Give me a second. Just want to make sure it's all blended. Now we are ready for the chrome flakes. I don't know if I should maybe be applying this with my fingers, but I'm just gonna go ahead and use a brush. So what I do know about the chrome flakes is that you pretty much have to stamp it on, because it's not like the chrome flakes are blendable. I don't believe that's the point. It's such an interesting texture. It's like soft glitter suspended in eye serum. Dude, this is the last time that I sleep on Miss Danessa Myricks. Hello? Oh my God. So that was the application with a brush. You can see that there are little patches where you don't really see the pigment or the glitter. This is mesmerizing, dude. I'm so excited. My ears are freaking ringing. I'm going to grab a little bit with that same brush and put it on the back of my hand so that I can pick it up with my fingers and see what that application is like. See, what I don't love about the application with fingers is that you can't really control where you apply. Yeah, I would say that I kind of prefer the brush application just because it's small enough that I can fit it on my lid, and also precise enough so that I know more or less what I'm actually applying. And I think with this kind of product, it would be a little silly to expect the application to look exactly the same, you know, because obviously you're gonna have like more flakes in one area or less flakes in another, but the effect is gorgeous, man. And a tiny bit goes a long way. I'm really just applying the smallest bit. Again, there is a dry down with these, and I can feel the actual product drying on my lids. It's not the most comfortable feeling in the world, but I think once you have it on for a little while, the weird tight sensation, you end up just getting used to it. That's what I anticipate. Give me a second. I'm going to add a little bit of mascara and then I'll be back. All right, guys, so I put on mascara, and as I was putting it on, I noticed some of the flakes are starting to lift a little bit. It might have been user error because as I was allowing it to dry, I guess like I must have been blinking a little too much. You really are just supposed to wait until it fully dries on the lids before you can blink. But what I do see here, just an FYI, on the swatches that I did, just trying to see what shade would allow the flakes to kind of pop out the most, what I see is that the application where I added the most seems to be flaking off a little bit. Granted, this is on the part of my wrist where there's a lot more movement and perhaps the skin is kind of stretching back and forth. It makes me a little afraid that after a while, it's gonna end up all over my cheeks. I'll update you on that if I do. Dude, I'm loving it though. I love how it's making my eyelids look. Boy, am I freaking so happy to have it. Oh my gosh, just look at that, dude. That looks so pretty. So pretty. I'm gonna try not to blink for a while and give this like the most time that it needs. I'm gonna sweet talk it so that it doesn't lift. Gosh, it's already lifting up here. Oh no. The only thing that I kind of feel like I want to add is this shade in the inner corner. This is one of the special shades in the McGRATH palette. Dope. Here we go. Let me try to finesse this a little bit. I feel like there's some extra blending that I could do. Maybe a little more blush. Okay guys, so here is the finished look. I blended out the eyeshadow a little bit better, and then I added more of Hanky Panky on the cheeks. What else did I do? Oh, I added a little bit more of Black Honey and then went over top with the Nars lip gloss. I did put a little bit of setting powder just around T-zone. But yeah, this is the finished look. I'm super happy with it. I did see on the website for Danessa Myricks that usually the models that are showcasing the chrome flakes tend to have like a really thick application of it on their lids. I happen to really like this kind of dispersed look. My lids still feel a little bit tight, but less tight than earlier. I just feel like if I did have a thicker layer, I might feel super uncomfortable. Product itself, I think my only recommendation would be to go in with the expectation that this isn't something that you could wear an entire day. You know, it's a beautiful, beautiful product. My lids look so magical. You know, it's gonna look a little different, honestly, because this is texture as opposed to an eyeshadow that you blend. This is definitely just like, I don't know, like a topper. So again, I used the Undone Fluff Brow, Flawlush Brow. Recommend. I really, really do. I feel like my brows look fluffy. Will be repurchasing. I didn't actually think that anything could top my Lift and Snatch from NYX. Definitely tops it. The, what are these called? These have such a long name. The ReDimension Hydra Powder Blush did not disappoint. I'm very happy with how it applies. I love the look of it. Just as the shade French Rosé has that pearlescence, giving a little glow from within kind of look. Very pigmented, but in a manageable way where you can kind of lose yourself and it'll take a while before you over apply. Those are my thoughts on the blush. Now, the lip products, I feel like I kind of have to get used to the lip gloss because I'm more used to kind of like that goopy, thicker lip gloss where I feel like I know where it starts and where it ends, as opposed to this one. It almost wants to get in my mouth a little bit. It feels really nourishing, really moisturizing. You know me and my super dry lips. Would I buy another one of these? I don't think so. I think it's really cool that I get to experience the product. I get to know it. I like it. I just don't think that I would purchase another gloss given that they give such little pigment, you know? Black Honey. I cannot say enough good things about it. Especially for us brown girls that are a little bit olive. Recommend for sure. The Chrome Flakes, I'm also happy to have in my collection. And it's almost like the same feeling as with the Nars lip gloss because I am happy to have it to get to know the formula. I love the look of it. It truly is a special product. Would I get another though? As I did with the RMS blushes? I don't think so. Mainly because the fact that I won't get the same application each time, I like knowing how something is gonna look. But again, it's such a unique product. I have nothing like this in my collection. As far as what I've heard about Danessa Myricks, her makeup line is out of this world. I'm actually excited to try more products from Danessa Myricks. The fact that I wouldn't purchase another one of these doesn't mean that I'm not interested in her line. Those were my thoughts on the new products that I've incorporated into my collection. This is officially my fall 2022 colorful makeup look. So yeah, do you have any of these products? Do you have any recommendations as to how else I could apply this guy? Let me know. Let me know what you think about the look too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and for watching, and I'll see you next time. Love you.